The selected remedy for these parcels includes excavating spot contaminated areas, disposing of that soil, covering what's left, and institutional controls to prevent people from coming into contact during construction or other activities. For groundwater, it's being treated with some very innovative techniques. They treat it in place without having to excavate it. And then there will be monitoring and more institutional controls to prevent contact or exposure to the groundwater. And the radiological plan is to survey everything, decontaminate it if it's found, excavate it if necessary or possible, dispose of that in a certified landfill, and then release the radiological impacts for additional use. Next. Okay, so switching to parcel E2, which Amy likes to call the garbage dump. We have, again, soil, groundwater, gas, and some radiological issues. It's been raised in some meetings, like how much do we really know what's down there? Is it a total unknown, or do we have some information? Next. And this shows some samples that have been taken on the whole shipyard. This is one of the Navy slides. And you can see in the parcel E2 area, circled in brown there, that there have been quite a few samples and a lot of other samples on parcel E along the shoreline. And in addition to the standard sampling, the next slide. Okay, I think you have to click through to get another one. Okay. In addition to that, there have been a lot of additional work that's taken place. Some removal actions and also additional sampling. So when it appears that not enough data are available to make a decision, then something called a data gaps investigation takes place to get more data. And this has happened in all these areas in E2. Next. This refers to the methane, which has been monitored for several years. Methane, as you know, is a natural product that is generated in landfills. And at high concentrations, it can be explosive. That's the major danger. And the monitoring has never detected it along in the upper right. And how long has that been going on, Melanie?
2002.
Since 2002.
Yeah.
Since the cap was put on over the landfill fire, there's been monitoring. So 7 or 8 years, no detections. And there have been some at the extraction wells, some very low concentrations, but never at explosive danger levels. Next. Okay, so now what are the contaminants of concern that something has to be done about at the E2 landfill? There are metals such as antimony, arsenic, lead, copper, and so on. There are pesticides such as dieldrin. There are polychlorinated biphenyls. You see PCB 156. These were used in transformers and as heavy lubricants and waterproofing, and various other compounds. Many of these have been cleaned up already. The risks have been reduced by actions that have taken place. Next. In the groundwater, we have metals such as mercury, zinc, lead, copper, and some of the other types of compounds also. Heptachlor is a pesticide, I believe. Chlordane and DDT are pesticides, and then petroleum, variety of petroleum products. There are also chemicals called SVOCs. That stands for semi-volatile organic compound. And semi-volatile just means that it boils at a higher temperature than water. It doesn't normally just evaporate. It takes more energy and heat to get it to evaporate. And a lot of these have been noticed in the past but are no longer present according to the monitoring. Okay, next.